Hello and welcome to Understanding Depression, where we mindfully explore the many faces of mental health. If this is your first time here, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, so more people can find safe, supportive, and stigma-free conversations like this one. Today we're talking about something that can be just as challenging as experiencing depression itself. Watching someone you care about go through it. You may feel helpless, unsure, or even scared. You might wonder, what should I say? What if I make things worse? Or maybe you've already tried to help, but feel like nothing you do is enough. This episode is here to guide you, mindfully, gently, and compassionately, on how to support a friend with depression. Whether it's a roommate who's been isolating, a colleague who's lost their spark, or someone you've loved for years who suddenly seems unreachable, you can make a difference. So let's begin. And remember, what we're sharing today is for information and encouragement. If your friend is struggling, always guide them to consult a professional. Now let's mindfully dive in. To help someone with depression, the first step is understanding what depression really is and what it isn't. Depression isn't just sadness. It's not something someone can snap out of, and it's not always caused by something specific or recent. It's a complex mental health condition that affects mood, thoughts, energy levels, and even physical health. Your friend might not look sad all the time. They might smile, go to work, post on social media, yet still be struggling deeply on the inside. That's why it's so important to look beyond appearances. Here are some signs your friend might be experiencing depression. They withdraw from social interactions or stop replying to messages. Their mood seems flat, irritable, or unusually quiet. They talk negatively about themselves or the future. They seem exhausted, sleep too much or too little. They lose interest in things they used to enjoy. They may express hopelessness, guilt, or even talk about not wanting to live. You don't need to diagnose them. You don't need to have all the answers. What you do need is empathy, patience, and a willingness to be there without judgment. And one more important reminder: never assume someone is too strong to be depressed. Depression doesn't discriminate. It affects athletes, teachers, parents, doctors, even the friend who's always joking. Strength doesn't prevent depression. It often just hides it better. In the next segment, we'll explore how to approach your friend with care and how to begin that difficult but important conversation. Stay with us and let's continue this journey mindfully. One of the most intimidating steps is often the first one. How do you bring it up? You might worry, what if I offend them? Or what if they deny it? But silence can often be more harmful than the wrong words. Reaching out shows that you care, and that can be a lifeline for someone who feels invisible. Here are a few mindful tips on how to start the conversation. 1. Choose a private, comfortable setting. Avoid bringing it up in a crowded place or when others are around. A quiet walk, a car ride, or even sitting on a couch at home can give you both space to open up without pressure. 2. Be gentle, not confrontational. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with you?" try something like, "Hey, I've noticed you seem down lately. I just want you to know I'm here for you if you want to talk." Or, "You've been on my mind. If there's something going on, I care and I'm listening." 3. Use I statements. This helps avoid sounding accusatory. For example, "I feel concerned because you haven't been yourself lately." It's a small shift, but it keeps the focus on care, not blame. 4. Accept that they might not open up right away. And that's okay. The goal isn't to force a confession. The goal is to plant a seed of connection, so your friend knows they're not alone. And remember, even if they deny feeling depressed, don't take it personally. They may not be ready to face it, or may not even recognize it themselves yet. Just knowing that someone notices, that someone sees them, can begin to ease their isolation. In the next part, we'll talk about what not to say and how to avoid unintentionally causing harm despite good intentions. So keep listening mindfully. Sometimes, even the most well-meaning words can unintentionally cause harm. When talking to a friend with depression, it's important to be aware of phrases that might feel invalidating or dismissive. Let's look at a few things to avoid and what to say instead. 1. Just think positive. This might seem like helpful advice, but for someone with depression, it can feel like you're minimizing their struggle. Depression affects the brain's ability to experience joy or hope, so positivity isn't a switch they can flip. Instead, try, I know things feel heavy right now. I'm here with you no matter how long it takes. 2. Other people have it worse. While this might be true, it's not comforting. It implies that their pain isn't valid because someone else is suffering more. But pain isn't a competition, and every struggle deserves compassion. Try saying, what you're going through matters. I want to support you. 3. You have so much to be grateful for. Gratitude is important, but it doesn't cancel out depression. People can be grateful and still feel deeply sad. This phrase can make someone feel ashamed for not feeling better. Instead, try, I know it's confusing to feel this way even when things seem okay. That doesn't mean your pain isn't real. 4. You don't look depressed. This reinforces stereotypes and may make someone feel even more alone. Many people wear a mask every day just to function. Try, I know things aren't always what they seem. If you're struggling, I want to understand. Above all, your words should reflect empathy. Not solutions, not advice, not fixing. Just being there, listening, and believing them can do more than you realize. Coming up next, we'll dive into what practical support actually looks like, and how small actions can have a big impact. Stay mindful and stay with us. Emotional support is essential, but sometimes, what really helps someone with depression is practical, everyday assistance. Why? Because depression drains energy, motivation, and the ability to perform even simple tasks. Things like getting out of bed, doing laundry, or cooking a meal can feel overwhelming. That's where you can step in with kindness that speaks louder than words. Here are mindful ways you can offer practical help. 1. Offer specific help, not vague offers. Instead of saying, let me know if you need anything, try, hey, I'm going to the grocery store. Can I pick up anything for you? Would you like to go for a walk this weekend? We don't have to talk, just some fresh air together. Specific, doable gestures show that you're not just offering out of politeness. You genuinely mean it. 2. Help with everyday tasks. Offer to do dishes together. Help clean up their space. Cook a meal and drop it off. Depression often makes people feel like a burden, so make your help feel like companionship, not charity. You might say, I need to clean up my place too. Want to tackle it together on a video call? Or, I made extra food tonight. Can I bring some over? 3. Be consistent, not overwhelming. One check-in is nice. Regular check-ins are powerful. Even a simple text like thinking of you today can mean the world. Just make sure your support feels steady, not smothering. 4. Encourage, don't push. Gently invite your friend to join activities, but don't pressure them. If they decline, don't take it personally. Just remind them you'll be there whenever they're ready. Sometimes the smallest gestures, a cup of tea, a quiet walk, sitting in silence, can be the most healing. In the next section, we'll talk about boundaries, self-care for supporters, and why your well-being matters too. So take a breath and stay mindful as we continue. Supporting a friend with depression is an act of love, but it can also be emotionally exhausting. That's why it's so important to remember this. You can't pour from an empty cup. It's not selfish to protect your own mental and emotional health. In fact, it's necessary. Being present for someone else doesn't mean sacrificing your own well-being. Let's talk about how to set healthy boundaries, mindfully and with compassion. 1. Know your limits. If you find yourself feeling drained, overwhelmed, or emotionally heavy after every interaction, that's a sign your boundaries need attention. You are not your friend's therapist. You're their support, not their solution. It's okay to say, I care about you deeply, and I also need to take some time to rest tonight. But I'm still here for you. We'll talk again soon. 2. Create space without guilt. You're not abandoning your friend by taking care of yourself. In fact, modeling self-care shows them that it's okay to prioritize wellness. You're leading by example. Take breaks. Journal. Talk to your own support system. Go for walks. Set digital boundaries if needed, like turning off notifications after a certain time. 3. Recognize when it's time to involve professionals. If your friend starts talking about wanting to harm themselves or feels hopeless to a dangerous degree, it's time to reach out for expert help. You can't carry that alone, and you shouldn't have to. Encourage them to contact a mental health professional, and if needed, help them research local resources or crisis lines. In urgent situations, do not hesitate to call emergency services. 4. Validate your own emotions. You're allowed to feel frustrated, sad, or helpless. Supporting someone through depression can stir up a lot. Talk to a counselor if you need support. Your feelings matter too. In the next segment, we'll explore how to encourage professional help without sounding forceful, and how to keep hope alive in the darkest times. Keep listening and stay mindful. One of the most valuable things you can do for a friend with depression is gently encourage them to seek professional support. But let's be real, it's not always easy. Some people are afraid of being judged. Others don't trust therapy, feel too hopeless, or believe they should handle it themselves. So how can you bring it up without making them feel pressured or ashamed? 1. Lead with empathy, not urgency. Avoid saying you need help, which can sound confrontational. Instead, try, I care about you a lot, and I wonder if talking to someone trained in this might help ease some of what you're going through. Or, I'm here for you always, but I also believe a therapist could really support you in ways I can't. 2. Normalize the process. Let them know that seeking help is a strength, not a weakness. You might say, so many people I know have benefited from therapy, including me. It doesn't mean you're broken. It just means you're human. 3. Offer help with the logistics. Sometimes what stops people is the overwhelm of choosing a provider, making an appointment, or figuring out payment. You can offer to help them research, sit with them while they make a call, or talk through their options. 4. Respect their timing. Pushing too hard can make someone shut down. If they say no, don't argue. Instead, leave the door open. That's okay. I'll be here whenever you're ready, or even if you're not. And remember, you don't have to convince them in one conversation. Sometimes the seed you plant today will grow later. Your presence, compassion, and patience already mean more than you know. In the next part, we'll talk about keeping hope alive, especially during relapses or dark periods when progress feels invisible. Keep tuning in. Mindfully. When someone you care about is living with depression, there may be moments when it feels like things are getting better, and then suddenly they're not. Relapses happen, dark days return, and it can feel discouraging for both of you. But here's the truth, healing isn't linear. It's not a straight climb to the top. It's more like waves, some low, some high. And that's okay. Your role isn't to keep them up. Your role is to remind them, in their lowest moments, that they are not alone. Here are a few mindful ways to keep hope alive. 1. Be a mirror for their strength. People with depression often forget the progress they've made. Remind them of their resilience. Say things like, I remember how hard it was for you last month, and look how far you've come. You've survived every hard day so far. That's something. 2. Don't expect quick fixes. Avoid comments like, aren't you feeling better yet? Instead, normalize the ups and downs. Healing takes time, and pressure to get better can actually make someone feel worse. 3. Celebrate the small wins. Getting out of bed, taking a shower, going for a walk. These might seem minor, but in the context of depression, they are huge. Recognize these efforts out loud. 4. Be consistent even when they withdraw. Depression often causes people to isolate. Even if they don't respond, your texts, voice notes, or check-ins still matter. They remind your friend that they're still seen, still loved, still worth showing up for. 5. Remind them that change is possible. Even if they can't believe it for themselves, you can gently hold that belief for them. I don't know when, but I do believe things can feel lighter someday. I'll be here until they do. Next, we'll close with a gentle reminder of what it really means to be there for someone, and how your mindful presence, even in silence, makes a world of difference. And as always, thank you for staying with us. So here we are. After exploring empathy, support, boundaries, hope, and professional care, if you're still listening, that already says so much about your heart. Let's close with this reminder. You don't need to have all the right words. You don't need to fix anything. You just need to stay present, stay mindful, and keep showing up. Sometimes the greatest gift you can offer a friend with depression is being a safe space. Not judging, not fixing, just being. You might never hear, "Thanks, you helped me so much." But maybe your message was the reason they got out of bed that day. Maybe your consistent check-ins made them feel less alone. Maybe your calm presence helped them take the first step toward healing. That matters. You matter. And your effort doesn't go unseen. So, to everyone who has been holding space for a friend with depression, thank you. Truly. And please remember to also hold space for yourself. Rest. Recharge. Know that your well-being is just as important. If you found this podcast helpful, please mindfully like, comment, subscribe, and share this episode from Understanding Depression. Your engagement helps spread awareness and might help someone support a friend in need today. And finally,